Feeling out of step with the season? Need someone to talk to? The folks at Contact Atlanta can help. Call 261-3644.
This is 17 Update early in the morning. Now, here are those talking heads, Bill Tush and Tina Seldon.
Well, as you can see, Bill's not here, but we're expecting him just at any moment. Weather for the nation, I should say, the forecast for today, quite a bit of moisture will fall over much of the nation, in other words. Top seed Virginia Wade of Britain struggled through 3 sets before whipping Czechoslovakian teenager by the name of Hannah is her first name. Her last name we won't attempt at this time. Games were 6-2, 4-6, 6-4 in the 3rd round of the Women's Tennis Classic at Sydney, Australia. That does it for sports, and we'll be back. Hopefully Bill will be with us for our segment 2, as we call it here at Update Early in the Morning, so stay with us.
Pajama people, pajama people. They sure do make you sleepy with the things they might say.
You're D.A.
Ho, ho, ho.
Hello, and we're back without Bill, but, you know, keep hoping, because it will come about. UPI has learned that FBI men and Justice Department officials have met with a key aide to the Reverend Jim Jones in their investigation of the People's Temple and the assassination of Congressman Leo Ryan. The inflation news is not encouraging this morning. The Labor Department says wholesale prices rose 0.8% in November. It said wholesale prices have now advanced nearly 9% in the past year, and that wholesale costs have doubled in the past 11 years. The U.S. Embassy in Tehran has begun evacuating American dependents who want to leave Iran before the start of a weekend of expected anti-Shah violence. U.S. sources emphasize that the embassy departures were only for those who wanted to leave and was not a general evacuation. Foreign students in Tehran were ordered to leave the city and return to their homes for 2 months at the expense of the government in an effort to stem student demonstrations against the Shah's regime.
Hey, Bill, I'm glad you can make it.
Boy, has it been pouring without you?
It was boring, Bill.
Boy, now, a real drag queen. All right. Hey, just kidding, Tina.
Yeah.
Sorry, but once again, you know, as we always say, news is a 24-hour business, and you never know when a story's going to break or where it's going to break. And that's why I'm late, because I was there.
Where might that be? Could we? Or is it too
No, I don't
early
want to
tell?
divulge any, you know, secrets. I don't want to get into that.
Okay, Bill.
This is
Here
mine?
you go. No, this is yours.
This is mine. President Carter is attempting to prod Israel and Egypt into agreement within the next 10 days. Carter told reporters that it is very important that the 2 nations reach agreement on a peace treaty by December 17th. That was the deadline for the Camp David Accords. He said failure to reach agreement would be a very serious matter with far-reaching effects. Carter said failure to meet the deadline would raise doubts about whether the 2 nations could carry out terms of an agreement. The president said that's why he is sending Secretary of State Cyrus Vance to the Middle East this weekend.
Vera Wilson, a California member of an all-woman mountain climbing team, fell to her death last month while trying to scale a Himalayan peak. Though the accident was in itself unfortunate, the young woman's will cast a rather eerie light on the affair. One section of the will, her last will and testament, said, "If I die on a mountain, I wish to be left there." Efforts to recover her body have been unsuccessful.
Boy, I mean, maybe, you know, you could probably think that they didn't recover her body, so she's still up on the mountain as her will had wanted, had wished. But just think if they went and carried her all the way down and then read her will and they said, oh, she had to carry her all the way back up again.
That's pretty lucky, I guess, Bill.
Oh. Well, we are back. We are back.
We're back, Bill.
Oh.
We're back.
Rosalind Carter will be in Savannah later today for a tour of the restoration effort in the Port City's Victorian Home section.
President Carter plans to fill 20 to 25 newly created federal judgeships with blacks, particularly in the South. A highly placed black Carter administration official said in Memphis today. The judgeships will also include some women and other minorities. Democrats are gathering in Memphis for the start of the party's midterm convention, and as She said earlier that will be beginning today, Friday, in Memphis, Tennessee.
But a judge thought a month in the can and a budget-breaking fine was a bit much for stealing about 50 cents worth of items, so he held a weekend hearing and ordered Miller freed immediately and reduced the fine to $25.
Did you hear about the guy that was arrested yesterday outside of the courthouse here in Atlanta because he was picked for jury duty but was never called on any jury? So what he did, you know, he had a little break there, lunch break, and he went outside the courthouse and smoked a joint. And he got busted.
Oh, yeah, well,
They let him off jury duty, but they didn't do anything to him.
That's against the law, though.
Very observant, Tina. Go ahead.
Apparently, the glow is gone from Mickey Mouse's 50th anniversary celebrations, at least in Dayton, Ohio.
And you know what? I don't think that's too bad for a nearly 40-year-old sex symbol, do you? In Hollywood, this is Tony Holt.
Well, time's about out, Tina. Why don't you give us one last story?
Okay, Bill. Joseph Harris of Pittsburgh walked into his house and caught a burglar in his living room. The thief ran out the back, leaving so quickly that he forgot not only his loot, but his bicycle, which was parked in the front yard.
Hey, Raquel Welch on a Playboy magazine, in a Playboy magazine.
Right.
It's funny, we just talked about that yesterday. We're out of time, and we'll be back tomorrow.
This program has been pre-recorded. Tina Seldon available for escort service.